My name is Sister Farika Birhane. I was born and raised in the island of Jamaica, and I now reside in the United States of America. This is a sampling of the different aspects of my poetry. Some poems will be set in the island of Jamaica, and some will just reflect my personal beliefs and my vision of the struggle, past and future. Sing me a song of black freedom. Sing no more sad songs for me. Build me dreams of the future. Work magic miracles for me. Sing me a song of black freedom. Sing no more sad songs for me. Hurl me to dizzy heights of glory. Black poet, a vision I ask of thee. My father, black and beautiful, who knew it not and died, wandering blindly, searching for this truth. My history in a quest to hide the gist of it. I weep for you, Father, and vow that I will pass on that truth that eluded you to my children and to their children's children, so that no longer will they die unfulfilled, being black and beautiful and knowing it not. I shall arise in the morning, I shall witness the dawning of a new day for Africa. I shall arise in the morning to the sound of the drums. I shall come, Mother Africa. I shall come. I shall come. For there is no turning back. The vision I have of Africa redeemed, her scattered sons and daughters returning from the four corners of earth, giving birth to new heights in humanity. And the hungry shall be fed, and each one have a bed of his liking, and the naked shall be clothed, and the aged have respect, and the infant wrapped in love, in Africa's rainbow dawning. And Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hands unto Jah, and the earth shall be the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, and tranquility shall reign. The rainbow, pouring showers of blessings upon our heads, putting the foundation race and the earth in proper place. Righteousness exalted, covering creation as the waters cover the sea. Oh, give thanks unto the Father and love the promise in the Son. I am that I am, what I am, free spirit. Imparting my vision, sharing my wisdom, unbowed by tribulation, a griot in this West. Sleep, Jamaica, sleep. Sleep, Jamaica, sleep. The sweetest fruit is the one that stand longest in the sun. Them the fruit that ripe too soon, first ripe and get blight. So me black girl, me pretty black girl, take your time ripe in the sun. Take your time ripe, no bother run. Sleep in childhood for as long as you can. Sleep, Jamaica, sleep. Sleep, Jamaica, sleep. Gal pick me. You run into the classroom, run into the schoolyard, run into the street, October rain pouring down on your head, warm and heavy. Rain breeze a blow, water soaked trees, lightning a dance, ear splitting thunder a splash, muddy water a flow upon the street like an island river. It make bicycle man drop and bicycle bebop, car engine sputter and cough to a stop. The rain pouring down on your head, warm and heavy. It wet up your eyelash them, silver, your island world. But she wanted to know other worlds outside her island world. Those worlds of ice and snow, those worlds where the soothing tropic winds did not blow. She wanted to know other worlds. She loved Jamaica, yes, with the poincianas waving bright red flowers contrasting against sun-strained skies. The misted mountains, the creamy white sand beaches, the jeweled seas, yet she wanted to know other worlds. Those worlds of glamour and excitement. Those worlds of progress and nobility. She wanted to know other worlds. She wanted to know. The softness in our lives, hidden under layers of protective crust, yearns to be free, to be touched tenderly, so it can live to strengthen us against hurts that precedes inspirations, that carry us to levels we must achieve in order to perceive how to rise and receive the new day. Do, officer, do. No mash and crash my voice. No out with nighttime self that make we fling up the voice in a scream and laughing and music we call reggae night after night after night till it mad the ears all of Babylon. Inspector, inspector, them a kill me, inspector. Time to fling away your pen. Time to put down your book. Time to stop acting, start doing. Time to save my black skin from deading. Inspector! O ancestors awaken. The abeng blows for you to arise from your treaty graves. Hear the music, feel the stirring that the abeng blows. Onyang kipong asase, hear our call. Listen to our prayers. Let us resurrect Kojo, the mountain lion, from the cockpit country where he has been confined. Let him raise down plantations. Let him blaze trails of freedom. Let him roar once more as he did before and bring colonialism to a standstill beneath his iron will. And this time around, knowing the pitfalls of isolation, let us write a treaty signed in blood, a new treaty signed in blood, the blood of our ancestors, the blood of the unborn, the blood of freedom fighters. Let us write a treaty signed in blood that guarantees freedom for all. Hail, Nanny of the Maroons, Queen who led the revolt against colonial rule with courage, fortitude, and foresight. Hail, Ashanti princess, sent across the waters to free our sons and daughters from the British overlords. Salute, Nanny of the Maroons. Champong Nanny who never bowed. Nanny, Nanny, our inspirations. Nanny, Nanny of the Maroons. Nanny, Nanny of the Maroons. Prior to the holding of the general elections in the island of Jamaica in 1976, the children of that island were subjected to an onslaught of violence from political henchmen, from careless officials, and from the guns of the police, who were given unlimited power under the state of emergency that had just been declared in that island. It was a state of emergency and a state of urgency. Both political parties contesting that election denied responsibility for the political violence and said that the violence spread from the other party. One of the most tragic pages in the history of our youth was written in Duhaney Park, Jamaica, when political gunmen invaded a dance held at the Duhaney Park Primary School to raise funds for football gears for the Duhaney Park Sports Club. They climbed on top the school roof, spraying bullets wildly, laughing with fiendish glee to see the frightened youths flee from inside the dance hall, only to be met by a hail of bullets from the gunmen inside. And Trevor Barrett was shot to death, the brother of my son's closest friend, my neighbor in the true sense of that word. Trevor Barrett, after escaping the gunmen, returned for his girl. And for this brave act, he was untimely shot. I remember well the sound of fleeing footsteps as Duhaney Park youths fled to the various homes. And the sound of mourning, and the sound of mourning. The sound systems of Duhaney Park quiet. And Pauline Barrett's voice announcing the death of her brother. And her mother wept inside. From New York, where she lived, to Duhaney Park, Jamaica, where she burst out crying. Another tragic page, another outrage. Children dying from poisoned flour because some careless official had placed flour beside poisonous substance and caused it to be contaminated. When the first reports were out, health officials began to shout, "Journalists, be quiet. You may cause a riot. Don't be rude. Flour is the main protein food of the poor. You are frivolous to suggest to the poor to stop eating flour." So, the poor continued eating flour, and more children died. The papers were selling like hot bread as the tragic news spread. Dead children splashed everywhere on its pages, to the annoyance of the government sages. And the Minister of Health cried, and the Prime Minister cried, looking handsome in black. And the mothers cried as their children died. The Orange Street fire, where political gunmen lighted the homes of tenement people afire, shooting at the firemen who came to the rescue, snatching babies from their weeping mothers' arms and throwing them in the fire. And the mothers cried as their babies fried. Yes, I do remember witnessing that blaze. The Orange Street fire in Kingston, Jamaica. And the youths were killed daily in the streets of Kingston, and the jails were packed, and places of detention erected, no man's land. And their mothers cried as the youth men died, but no officials cried. That cannot be denied. They shut their ears to the mothers' tears and anyone willing to talk of the carnage. They did declare, "We swear that this state of emergency is for the good of Jamaica." And so election day dawned, a landslide victory for the Prime Minister's party. And the mothers cried as their children died. When I was young, the smell of death was far. I had to make a special excursion in order to meet him. Today, death sits at our tables, death rides our highways, gunmen on the prowl. Funeral rites are a familiar sight. Boys practice firing pistols, empty guns like toys to kill their brothers. The stench of death burns the nostrils in the ghettos. Every day they fear when he goes on the loose. But black mothers sit and they ponder the wisdom of raising black youths to watch them meet death in the streets. On the third day they shall rise. Black youths from the ghettos and worldwide Sowetos shall rise on the third day. They shall put on their Easter garments and rise again once more, never again to be crucified. Trees know secrets of our ancestral lives, deaths marked by cruel fate, lovers' hopes soaring, trees know so many secrets of the past.
What your hands do, it's your own eyes that have seen. So won't you judge your actions to make sure the results are clean? It's your own conscience.
We are our ancestors. They live through our being. Though unseen, they are not dead. Not skeletons on moldy shelves, encapsulated in books seldom read, brought alive only through irrelevant, irreverent, Eurocentric interpretations of our ancestral selves. Our foremothers, our forefathers live. They are not dead. Our bang still blows freedom calls, awakening our ancestors, bringing freedom currents, breathing life in our ancestors. Our dreams conjure them up nocturnally, prodding, plotting, revealing clues to us about them, clues to us about the future, ensuring freedom's continuity in our genes. We are our ancestors. We will not forget the anguished crucifixion of our race. Jesus the Christ, nailed to the cross, along with him mother, him brother, him sister, million of him relatives and friends. Africa bathed in a blood of crimson. The crack of gunshots heralded the coming of the white man. Black man castrated, frustrated, murdered in foreign lands, blood flowing, crimson in our land. We will not forget 5 years as our life expectancy in slavery. Africa penetrated, lacerated, penetrated again and again. Black man castrated, frustrated, murdered in foreign lands.